Hi, in this video we're going to take a quick look at some options for YouTube as a user. So not as someone who's presenting content, but just as someone who's consuming content. So the first thing you would do is go to YouTube, and I'm on the main landing page. Okay, here are the suggestions that it's giving me for what I might like to watch. A couple of things you can do, of course, is I can simply click this little icon in the upper right hand corner of any video, and that will add it to the watch later list. I can then come over to watch later, and anything that I've done that I've marked as such will be here. I can remove something from the watch list if I decide that either I'm done with it or decide that it's really not important, not something that I need. Next thing that I can do is I can come into a video, and while I'm watching a video, you'll notice that this is the channel. So this is the title of the video itself. This is the title of the channel. While I'm here, I could give it a thumbs up, a thumbs down. I could go to get sharing information that we've seen before. I could add it to the watch later, or it's already on a watch later, or I could create a playlist. So let's do that. Let's create a playlist, and we'll just say it's not really current events, but I'll say that. And then I can set the privacy on that. So if I'm making this as a public playlist, other people can find it and enjoy it. If I'm leaving it unlisted, I can share it with someone with the link, and if I leave it as private, then I would have to adjust those permissions individually, and I can create that playlist. In addition, the last option here would allow me to either report this site. If it was a video that I thought was inappropriate, I could report it to YouTube, have them review it. I could choose to add a translation. So if I wanted to translate this into another language, I could choose to do that here. Or I could open a transcript, which is going to show me all the time marks and what's being said at those particular points. So if that was useful to me, I could do that. Now, you do have the option here to subscribe. And by subscribing, what you're doing is you're making a list, or giving this particular channel preference. So it's going to be in a list that is quick for you to access. And it's also going to give you the option, I'll subscribe there, of getting notifications here. And if I click it, if I mouse over, you can see right now it's saying get notifications of every new video. So there you go. Now you can see the icon has changed a little bit. And then I can click it again to stop getting notified of the videos. Now, coming back to my main page, you'll notice that I now have a current events playlist because I added that to a playlist. So in my library, I not only have watch later or in history, but this current events playlist. I also have subscriptions, and you can see that I have a subscription that's been added here. So let's do a search for news, and let's just say I go into this video, and for some reason I like this video. Of course I can subscribe if I want. Now I can also create either a new playlist, or I can simply mark this as being part of the playlist I've already created. So now that that's marked, if I come back, you can see I now have two subscriptions here. And when I go to current events, I've got two things in my playlist. Okay, of course, individual videos can be edited at any time. I can remove it from my current events, or I can set as the playlist thumbnail. This image then would then come to represent the playlist. Now, of course, it doesn't have to be that one. It could be this one, or it could be any other one that's in the list. So coming back to my main page, in review, I've got my subscriptions over here, and I've got my playlists over here. I can browse channels. And so this is just showing me the best of YouTube, or what they consider to be the best of YouTube. These would be channels to do with music. These would be to do with sports, etc. So you can go down and these are the YouTube channels itself, the best of YouTube, and you can subscribe to those, etc. Or you can just browse on other popular suggested channels if you choose. There's a link under there to manage your subscriptions, and so you can see that while I could just go in and remove subscription by clicking on a subscription itself, I can also come into this central area where I can subscribe or unsubscribe, and where I can check or change my notifications here to see how my notification settings are related to a particular subscription. Also from in here that you can sort it in different ways: A to Z, new activity, or most relevant. And I find personally, with my personal workflow, I generally wind up somehow on a video. So you know, I'm searching for something, or there's a link to something, and I come in and I find it. You know, whatever that video is like, and it's generally then that I'm going to add it to a playlist, or I'm going to subscribe to that channel, etc. But you can use the browse method if you'd like. Okay, those are the major current features of YouTube: the history, the personal playlist, the subscriptions, and they're really the methods that you would use to organize yourself when using YouTube if you chose to.